Welcome back. We're here to talk about Newcastle United's summer transfer activity. It's been a busy summer for them, Matt.
It has, expected to be. A lot of the Newcastle fans wanted it to be busy, didn't they? I mean, they haven't really signed anyone sort of for loads of money. They've brought in a lot of good players like Cabella. Obviously, Jan-Matt come in, and Riviera striker from Monaco's done really well as well. So in his first few games, hasn't scored yet, but been bright. And you look at overall, I think Newcastle fans can be positive with what they've seen.
Pascal, last few windows have been a hard time to be a Newcastle fan, like to Cabaga in January. What have you made of that outgoing so far?
I think they have lost some key players again. I mean, Debussy's won at right back, but like Matt says, Jan-Matt's come in. He should be fine at right back. But the other one, I mean, Ben Arthur, he left, and obviously that would have sort of hurt Newcastle fans a bit because when he's playing really well, he's almost unplayable, like the way he dribbles past people. But he just looked a bit lost last season, and if he can rediscover his form at Hull, that'll be a big regret for Newcastle letting him go.
Matt, you mentioned like Cabella there. Who do you think will be the standout performer of the new signings?
I think you're looking at Cabella. I mean, he's the one sort of you look at him. He's exciting. He does stuff with the ball. He's in many ways sort of like Ben Arthur. That hasn't worked out, but he's the one you sort of think of. There's not a lot of new players, but going away from the new players, they've got Rolando Aarons. People mention he burst onto the scene. I know a couple of Newcastle fans speaking to the big things of this kid. He played well. Obviously, at the weekend scored. But you're looking at those type of players. Newcastle fans like excitement, don't they? They like players who can take players on. And I think Cabella, Riviera could do well as well. So I think good signings.
And Pascal, they've taken a bit of stick over the last few years for bringing in so many French players. Brought in a couple of young English players this time, though.
Yeah, they have. I mean, Jack Colback's the one from Sunderland. I mean, he's just got an England squad, and I was a bit suspect about his call-up, but he is a solid midfielder. I mean, the other two, Jamal Lascelles and Carl Darlow from Nottingham Forest, they're two very promising young English players. I mean, they've loaned them straight back to Forest for the season, continue their development there, but to secure those for the long-term future, great moves.
How'd you rate them out of 10?
Yeah, I think they've done well. I mean, they haven't lost a really big player this summer. I mean, they obviously had like Remy a couple of summers ago who they lost. Cabai was a big one to lose, but they haven't lost any key players, and I think they've done well with replacements. So 7 out of 10.
Matt?
Yeah, I agree. Like Pascal says, with the two lads from Forest, I think they'd be good for the future. Look at the players they've brought in, so I agree with 7 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with that as well. They've had quite a good one, so quite a solid transfer window for Newcastle. Thanks for joining us.